heartfelt expression of gratitude is due to our distinguished guests. Your presence here today elevates the spirit of this occasion. Your guidance and wisdom have been invaluable to our school community, and your continuous support is instrumental in shaping the minds of our future leaders.
In accordance with tradition, I invite our esteemed guests, Mrs. Amala Akkineni garu, along with our Vice Chairperson, Mrs. Rani Rudrama Devi garu, and our Principal, Mrs. S. Vandana garu, to grace us with the lighting of the ceremonial lamp.
May this act symbolize the dispelling of ignorance and the enlightenment of knowledge as we embark on this joyous celebration.
Also, I request all the parents to kindly stand up for the lamp lighting ceremony.
For her remarkable achievements, our beloved Vice Chairperson, Mrs. Rani Rudrama Devi garu, to come forward and address our esteemed gathering.
A very, very happy Republic Day to all of you, and a very, very happy evening to each one of you present here. And I heartily welcome our chief guest for today's function, Srimati Amala Akkineni garu, an accomplished dancer, a versatile actress who has worked in every South Indian language with every prominent actor of South India. Even though she has come from the first and the most prominent family of Telugu industry, Telugu film industry, she is so grounded, she is so humble. Today when we asked her if we have to send car or escort, she denied and said, just let me know an hour before. According to the students' convenience, I'll be there myself. This shows her great humility, and needless to say, her philanthropy work and her Blue Cross work for the welfare of animals, it is definitely a great heart, a compassionate heart, empathy that it requires to do such a great job. At the same time, I also believe it needs a great courage, because 30 years back, when no one was talking about animal or wildlife protection, she has paved the way and stood very, very strong. That I think needs a great amount of courage. So it's a great honor for every one of us here today to have you with us today. And I would like to request everyone to welcome her with a good round of applause. With a big round of applause. Please put your hands together and welcome our esteemed guest to this August gathering. I know many of you are very eagerly waiting for your children's performance. Even I am waiting for my daughter's performance. She is also yet to perform. But at the same time, Annual Day is just not a music and dance show, is just not a cultural performance. Annual Day is a day where we celebrate the achievements of our children throughout the year, their growth throughout the year, the values, the culture, the vision of the institute and the growth of the institute. That is why we celebrate the annual day. So just give me a little bit of time to throw light on this. So first, if I have to talk about the growth of the institution, needless to say, many of you have seen a well done building at the back. The average size of the classroom is exactly double than the average size of any classroom in Hyderabad today. I visited 4.5 lakh charging, 7 lakh charging schools, but all those classrooms are not even half its size. When I've asked them, they said there are ACs working anyways. It's good to have ACs, but again, I think it's great to have natural ventilation too. So, it's good to have great space. We all pay here in our houses, everywhere, to have that space, right? 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, we all pay for that space. I have to be a little louder. Sorry? Okay. So, we all know child spends most of his active time in the school rather than at home. At home, we pay so much for the space, but why not we ask the same at the school? Why we compromise at the school? So they have to be close to the nature. When they are close to the nature here in our campus, they are negotiating with all the 5 elements: air, water, soil, everything. They are very close. They are every single day negotiating with all of them. So, when they are closer to the nature, when they are growing along with the nature, you all know that they'll grow much stronger. So that's the reason why we have spacious campuses, spacious play fields, along with the very well-equipped classrooms. So this the reason why we have put the new building also that spaciously. I hope all of you have seen it. Apart from it, all of you have also acknowledged the awards. Just our students have mentioned 3rd best institute in international curriculum, 8th best institute in CBSE curriculum, and 4th best institute in India itself in technology integration. All these awards are possible today, are only possible today because of the great hard work and dedication of our teachers. Many of you might have already seen the personal attention each teacher gives to the child to bring the best out of them. Might have definitely perceived this in their interaction. When children are speaking to you, you might have definitely understood the attention each teacher gives to the child. But not many know what hard work they put before they work the same amount at the back also. Why do they have to do it? Because a first-class child in the year 2024 have to thrive in a society in 2040. By that time, how the job requirements are going to change, how are the skills that are going to be changed, it's not very easy to assess. You all know that today there is AI, there is ML, there is so much happening. So with the invent of AI, there are definitely many jobs, redundant jobs, mundane jobs, clerical jobs that are going to be replaced. Does that mean that everything can be done by the machine and there is no need for the human? Not really. When we were moving from the industrial era to the IT era, many of you know our job profiles changed. When the computers have come, it created more jobs. The same way when the AI come also, it doesn't replace human, but it creates different kind of jobs. For that, what is required? For that, it is required that one has to be very creative, one has to be very, very innovative. So how do we bring that in the curriculum today? What we are teaching today is the responsibility of every teacher. It's not a very easy task, as many of you know, right? To assess what happens 20 years later and bring that to the classroom today and put it in a curriculum and make it as a practice is not easy. For that, again, every teacher you see here works around 560 hours a year, probably the highest in the state itself, for training, for getting trained, and for practice sessions. So you can ask, many of them are experienced, Vignan is a big brand, why do they need so much of training? There is no end to the learning, right? It keeps growing, knowledge keeps growing every day. Similarly, there is no end to the teaching also. Yesterday, I've taught the same topic with a different technique, with a different method. Today, I might try it with a different method in a more fun way, in a more enjoyable way, in a more interactive way for the child. So they keep doing these experiments to make it much more interactive, come up with more innovative worksheets, come up with every single work that makes this process a very, very happy process for the child. So I think many of you have seen the lesson activities, or many of you have seen their attention in the ISP classes. When the children are, for any reason, not doing well in a particular subject, they take personal attention, extra time for 2-3 kids also, right from teaching the basics to the class they are in. So this is the effort that each teacher takes. I request every one of you to please put your hands and applaud all those efforts by the teachers. Not one single day, not one single hour, throughout the year, every single day, if they have done this work, I am sure many of you know it is not an easy task. And next, yes, by 2040, the per capita income of the country is definitely increasing. When the per capita income is getting increased, the consumptions go higher. When the consumptions go higher, definitely it demands production. Today also, for the demand, existing demand, we are importing many goods. So if we have to meet the demands of that day, we have to also raise many job givers than job seekers. For that, it is important that we develop among our children independent thinking, to think on their own, to take decisions on their own. It's not easy, right? Today, we still, 6th class child, 7th class child, we still say, you wear this clothes only for this function, you take this food only because it is good for you. We still, for the smallest decision also, we think that they are incapable. But 2040, we expect them to be taking independently the decisions in the right way. For that, at the school level, we are trying to give them very small responsibilities. At the class level, lunch monitors, bus monitors, small responsibilities. If they can uphold them, then little bigger one, conducting an assembly all by themselves, anchoring, disciplining the children, ordering the children, everything. And similarly, small events, Guru Purnima or Children's Day, everything all by themselves. And each day when they are growing, today, if you have seen, if you have gone back to the makeup rooms, you have seen everything, putting the clothes on the children, makeup, feeding the young children, everything is done by the students themselves. So it gives them immense confidence when they are taking up a small responsibility also, and when they are trying to work each day to live up to them. definitely it adds a lot to their confidence. That's why we are having this practice of student conclave. Many of you might have seen it. And similarly, many other practices. There is a podcast, there is happiness curriculum, there is art of living classes, meditation classes, so many of them. I don't want to go in detail all of them because our children have already enlightened and thrown light on each one of the practice. So these are done with a mindfulness that each and every, not just, randomly throwing few innovative stuff here and there, but throughout the year, one successful year, if a child has to academically grow along with emotionally, physically and socially, all these skills are should equally be equipped. Then what all we have to do in academic planner, in their sports and cultural planner, in their initiative planner, in their everyday culture, everything is given a thought before and given as a practice here, as an work here today. So that is why we celebrate the annual day, to celebrate all this. And I am thankful for all of you being present here and appreciate all the work that our teachers have done, our core team has done, and our principal, Srimati Vandana Garu, the longest working principal in Vignan, under her leadership, all the great work that we have done. I am happy that all of you have come here to appreciate that. And one thing, if I have to say at last, definitely is, yes, many of us know the great work of the teachers, but we have small little complaints when we are putting them across. Please remember that there is some great work the teacher has done. Right? At the PTM, when we are saying, madam, please improve this, please improve that, please make my child do this, please make my child eat this, please make my child go to the washroom, everything we tell to the teacher. Before that, we can start by saying what good work a teacher has done. Out of 5 teachers, definitely 4 teachers have done remarkable work. What good work they have done. We can start from there. And definitely after that, this is the problem. What is the help I can do? What is the thing that child has to improve upon? It's not definitely only teacher has to work, right? What, again, a child, a parent has to do to improve on something. We can start there. So I am saying this because we take our teachers, for granted sometimes. But no, they do remarkable work day in and day out. So it is easy if you improve on this, but it's difficult to say, okay, let us improve on this. I also work with you to improve on this. So I hope we will reach there. And similarly, many of us have come from nuclear families, very small families. So we have 1 child, maximum 2 children. So we never want them to go through the problems that we have gone through. We want everything to be ready-made on the plate for them. But I request all of you, children, to give small responsibility, paying an electricity bill, going to a shop and buying grocery. A 5th class, 6th class child can do it easily. Or making them understand your work, what work you're doing. It's not a simple work. My father is not getting money just like that. He is doing so much to earn each and every day. My mother is not doing simply, this thing to earn. There is so much that goes behind. They have to understand it. So please share some responsibilities with them so that they can empathize with your work. They can also, start feeling responsible and start learning those leadership skills in the future.
We would now like to invite our chief guest, Mrs. Amala Akkineni, to share her insights and experiences with our students, faculty, and parents. It is with great anticipation that we look forward to her words of wisdom, her invaluable sights, and the inspiration she will undoubtedly instill in all us through her address.
A very good evening, dear parents, teachers, Vice Chairman, principal, and all the students. I know you are eagerly awaiting to see your children perform, and so I won't take much time. As you have, I have been listening to these wonderful words about the school, and I think the children are definitely blessed to be here in such a conscientious
My name is Victor Finn.
environment, close to nature, and I'm sure they're going to have a wonderful education. I believe the chairman of this institution was a close friend to my father-in-law, Akkineni Nageshwar Rao. We are, we are 3 generations into cinema. My father-in-law is a legendary actor, and he started Annapurna Studios in Hyderabad, which was instrumental to bring, among a lot of stalwarts at the time, to bring Telugu cinema to Hyderabad. And they moved from Chennai to Hyderabad. So he's been part of the history of cinema for the past 80 years. He used to tell me that you do social service, Amma. I really appreciate that. I only know how to tell stories. And I feel that when I tell beautiful stories, people will, at least for a little while, forget all their troubles and find some peace, some inner peace. So that was my father-in-law, Akkineni Nageshwar Rao. Before he passed away, he started a film and media institution inside the campus of Annapurna Studios. In fact, we also are very close to nature. My mother-in-law and father-in-law planted a small forest. If you come right in the middle of Banjara Hills, of course we have KBR Park, but across KBR Park, Annapurna Studios, we have a hill slope, and there's a beautiful forest full of peacocks and snakes and wildlife. And he started Annapurna College of Film and Media inside Annapurna Studios because he believed, telling stories, especially cinema, has a great responsibility. You saw the way the young ladies were talking about the school and giving you all the details. They are called influencers. Media and cinema is a great tool for influence, and it influences society in a great way. And therefore, my father-in-law believed to prepare future filmmakers and future media professionals should be a very culturally sensitive, very socially aware, and very grounded, well-trained human beings. And that was how the college began. The college also provides visual arts education for careers in film and media. And if you don't send your your children to one of the Vignan institutions, we have a beautiful campus orientation where the faculty and from different departments give parents and students orientation to our courses. And it's a holistic education, helps them really build as human beings. People think film professionals or artistic, creative people just run around, do what they want. Right? It can't be further than the truth. It needs a lot of critical thinking, problem solving, emotional balance to deal with the ups and downs, and it needs tremendous focus on process. It is almost like engineering. You have very rigorous process in the training, and you have to have an immense discipline to get through that process in a timely manner, because to make a livelihood as a creative professional, it, it needs a human being operating on the next level. So I'll invite you all to consider coming for one of our orientations and bringing your children, if they are creative and if they're not looking at something very traditional like science, medicine, mathematics, engineering, etc. Of course, today I come for the students. Dear students, if I have anything to share with you, I have 3 gems that I hold very dear to my heart, and I will share 3 gems with you. A group of students standing around me said, "Ma'am, you've done so many things. How did you manage to excel at so many different things?" So I said, don't worry, I have my 3 gems, I'll be giving it to you. The first is, I think I love to learn. I'm a lifelong learner. I'm learning from you today, and I really wish I could be a child again to come to such a wonderful school. So I think if you can take an interest in your learning, not just for exams. Exams are just a task to get through, and I'm sure to make your parents and teachers happy. But learning is for life. And I had a wonderful set of teachers, as you do, who taught me that the university of life is what you live in. And learning in the classroom, learning in life, learning from nature, learning from each other, to be able to learn wherever you go and joyfully, and then to apply it to improve your life, to improve your team, to improve your situation, to improve the lives of others, that is a driving force for me. The second gem. The minute things get difficult, because to do anything well, you have to work really hard and things are never going to go like you planned. The minute things get difficult, 80% of people give up. Only 20% put in the hard work, pull up their sleeves and continue and finish it to the best of their ability. Be in that 20%. Because the minute things get hard, the tough get going. And I think that is my secret. You have to get tough, and you have to have the courage and energy of a warrior inside. Doesn't matter if you're a girl or a woman or a gentle soul, you can be a warrior of courage to complete the job and not give up. And the third gem. The third gem is, life isn't just about being successful. If I had started out as a dancer just to be successful, I wouldn't have gotten through the hard training. 10, 12 years of training, 3-4 hours a day, performing across different countries. If the same with acting, the same with animal welfare, the same with being the director of a film and media college. We don't go to work to succeed. We go to work because we want to create value. We want to do something of meaning. And therefore, the third gem is, step back every evening and learn to reflect. I'm so happy you're all learning to meditate. I think it's a great life skill to step back, to calm yourself and to reflect. Did I give value? Did I make something of value of my life? Did I provide something of value to my fellow human beings? And that is my secret.
C. Vaibhav and Master Pranav Seshasai, who secured 475 out of 500, and Anvita Patel, who secured 4. Atriyansh from 7B
Gauri Kunsab from 5th, Ritvik Sai from 10th, M. Satvik from 10th, Syed Ahmed Khwadir from 7th, Sai Shiv Sriram from 8th. The winners for state level cricket are Diksha from 9th, Sharath from 9B, Siddharth from 9B, Samyu Datta from 9th, Sandeep from 10B, Krishna from 10B, Dikshit from 10B, Sanjit from 10B, Hare Krishna from